Hey guys, Sarah Picaro. I am excited to bring this video to you today about the narcissist and the way that they mirror and project. I hear this a lot from clients, especially in the beginning, when they say, well, the narcissist, especially, in the love bombing phase in the beginning of our relationship, I just felt like they were my soulmate. And why is that? Like, how was I so dumb? How did I not see it? Right? Then you're not dumb, and you did see it. You just dismissed it. But it's a really powerful manipulation tool and tactic. We're going to get into narcissist mirroring and projecting today. And if you are looking for more support, a one-on-one powerful transformation, please remember to reach out to me. We'll talk about rapid transformational therapy and hypnosis to release and remove all those limiting negative beliefs that you have that were instilled and installed within you as a result of this narcissistic relationship and all of these past pains and traumas that connected you to leading you to being in this type of relationship in the first place. So remember to like, share, subscribe, comment on all of those things if you like this video about narcissist mirroring and projecting. So if you've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, you know it's like life in a fun house that's not so fun. It's all of that. It's being in a fun house without the fun. So narcissists will mirror, and that's what I mean. If you've ever been in a fun house, you see those little wonky, wavy mirrors, and they look really silly. They look funny, and that's what narcissists do. They will mirror you, and they will project you everywhere you turn. It's as if you're going through a maze in that fun house, and every turn in that maze, you're met with mirroring and you're met with projecting. And at first, you may feel really dazed and confused while going through that maze and going through that fun house. You may feel seduced by what the narcissist is showing you about yourself. You may feel like swooned and just over the moon with us, right? Because they're making you feel incredible, especially in the beginning of the love bombing. You're receiving gifts, you're going on trips, and they just seem to be your soulmate. And the reason why is because they're mirroring you, and then they're projecting you. They're showing you about yourself, or they're also showing you about him or her. And before long, you begin to feel trapped. You feel trapped in a maze of these grotesque distortions with no apparent exit, kind of like you're stuck in that fun house in the mirror maze and you cannot find your way out, although you are starting to panic and get frantic and desperately want to get out of that. But it's like every turn is a dead end and another mirror. That's what it feels like with them. So with narcissistic mirroring is literally a reflection back. If you look in the mirror, you see yourself staring back at you. So mirroring or reflecting back what others say and do is a really common behavior. It's a common behavior that most of us engage in fact, unconsciously. And we do this to build and create rapport and show feelings of connectedness with others. So I went to Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within, and day 2 or 3, I believe it was, there was a presentation by another presenter who actually talked about this concept. And the concept was, if you begin to do things that when you're with a group of people, others unconsciously pick up on it. And the guy shared a story about how he was sitting at a bar and he kind of went like this while he was having a conversation with someone else, and the other person ended up going like this as well. So you begin to mirror, because when you mirror, you get on the same wavelength. You're reflecting back this energy, you're reflecting back this presence, and it's a form of connection. And this is done unconsciously sometimes. So you can do it consciously, like he shared that he did in this experiment, just to see what the result would be. But narcissists do this to get the result of power and control, domination. So for example, we may adopt another person or even perhaps an animal's energy, right? We take on this energetic level. We can do this through facial expressions. If you're sitting there staring at someone like this, or if you're smiling like this, or if you're scowling like this, you're putting off a certain type and level of energy that person's either going to scowl back at you and you're going to receive negative energy and feedback. But if they're smiling at you going like this, you're going to feel better and receive this positive energy and feedback. This is done through body language, crossing your arms, even the way you slump forward, or the way that you sit back and are in an open receiving position. And this can be done with mirroring. It's almost a sense of this unconscious way to manipulate and control. And narcissists know this and they use this. They will also use their tone, the tone of their voice, the pace of their voice. Maybe they begin to slow things down. Or maybe, perhaps, they change their tone ever so slightly to do things like gain empathy from you, to pull you in, to get you hooked, to sink you down, to take you even further into their traumatic past and how everyone has just been so horrible to them and done so wrong, and you should feel bad for them. So they use tone, they use facial expression, they use body language to show understanding and empathy. Perhaps they nod their head while they're talking to you, and perhaps they go, oh my gosh, wow. So they will mirror you in the beginning. People with narcissistic personality disorder, narcissistic traits, on the other hand, they take mirroring to the extreme. Everyone does it. It's a normal human way to connect and express. But narcissists will take mirroring to the extreme because early childhood circumstances prevent them from establishing their own sense of self-identity and sense of self-worth. Narcissists forever, always and forever, will look to external sources for definition and for self esteem. They don't have it within themselves, they lack it internally, and so they seek it externally. And when they find a prospective partner or a new partner, in the beginning of that relationship, what they do is they study. They study this new person and then they attempt to reflect back that person's personality, that person's style, that person's interests, that person's values. That's why in the beginning you think, oh my God, this person is incredible. Like we are like this. They love everything that I love, and they're just amazing. And this is more so speaking not from a parent-child perspective. We'll get into that in just a moment. But this is more from a spouse or partner perspective. They will mirror you. Parents of narcissistic parents can do this with their children as well, but this is more seen when they have a new partner, a new source of supply. They will take on and reflect back all of these things. If you like going to the gym and working out and you live a healthy lifestyle, they are going to love that too. If you like gardening, if your favorite dessert is a chocolate cake, suddenly that it's going to be their favorite dessert too. It's the best thing in the world to them. Chocolate lava cake? Oh my God. Really? No way. No way. That's my favorite dessert too. I can't believe that. And you're going to think, oh my gosh, wow. Right. And they do this. If you like helping out with animals and you love taking in animals, they are just going to be the world's greatest animal lover. And you're going to think you have found the one, that you found your soulmate. You have tattoos and they have always been thinking about it. Suddenly they show up with a brand new tattoo. There's nothing off limits for narcissists. They will go to extremes because people with narcissistic traits or NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, engage in narcissistic mirroring for three primary reasons. And the three reasons are, the first one is because they lack a stable identity for themselves. And so they're trying on yours. They try on these different identities and personalities because they don't have a stable identity themselves. So they take on yours. They try it on. It's like trying on a new coat or trying on a new outfit. They simply try it on with everyone that they meet. The second reason why they engage in narcissistic mirroring is because they are working to win you over. If they win you over, you will bend over and do whatever they want you to do or tell you to do. You will say how high when they say jump. They're working to win you over, and this is this done through mirroring because they were reflecting back what they think you want to see. And when you have this perception that you are seeing that, then you give in and you're much more easy to manipulate and control because you think this is the most incredible person you've ever met. So they're working to win you over and they reflect back what they think you want to see. The third primary reason why they mirror you is because they're faking intimacy. Intimacy, broken down, means into me see, but they cannot see or refuse to see into themselves. So therefore, they fake seeing into you. And it's this false false future faking is actually the term for it. So they will mirror to fake intimacy because they lack the skills and the desire for genuine connection. They don't care about genuinely connecting with you. If they did, then they wouldn't be everything that you wanted them to be, because they would be themselves and you would be yourself, and it would be okay to disagree. But there is no disagreeing with them in the beginning, well, at all, ever. But in the beginning, you will find that they're completely agreeable. Everything, it just seems to be so easy and so wonderful and so incredible. So for those who are on the receiving end of this kind of attention, this mirroring and this reflecting back, it can feel like you've met your soulmate. You have finally met the one who has all the same likes and all the same dislikes as you, and all the same takes and views and values on life. Narcissistic mirroring will end, however, when the narcissist realizes that you are imperfect. So because we're all imperfect, it's going to end with all of us. So because narcissists have a very primitive, childlike mind and perspective on things, they lack empathy and they lack the ability to see others on the complex level that we all are. We're all human beings. We're very complex, right? And so they lack the ability to see that that this other human is a multi-dimensional person. We're not unilateral. We're not unidimensional. And when the narcissist actually has to put in work and understanding that, they're done with you. When they realize that you are imperfect, then you go from the idealization phase to the devaluing phase, and then the discard phase. So we'll get into that in just a moment as well. But you will be assigned to one of two categories with the narcissist. You are either going to be assigned to a worthless category or a perfect category. And in the beginning phase of a relationship with a narcissist, you will feel that you're perfect and they think you're perfect. They think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, or you're worthless to them. It's black and white. It's all or nothing. It's one or the other. There are no shades of gray with a narcissist. And you feel that, you know that if you've ever experienced being with one, because their initial idealization of you will inevitably always shift to harassment, shift to criticism, shift to being devalued, discarded, and just outright rejected. So that leads to the narcissist projection. Projection can be easily confused with mirroring, but the two things are distinctly different. Mirroring is reflecting an image back, and projecting is like casting an image as if it's onto, say, a blank screen. So projections can be either positive or negative, but they're always external representations that bear little or no relationship with the person that they're ascribed to. So lacking self-awareness and sidestepping accountability at all costs is what the narcissist will always do. Narcissists will always project their own traits, their own actions, their own values, their own fears, fantasies, desires, hates, motives, distorted self-beliefs onto other people. And people with narcissistic traits or personality disorders will habitually idealize and then scapegoat. That's why there's the cycle. Idealization, devalue, discard. They will always idealize and then scapegoat and assign either positive or negative traits to those around them. So let's get into shift from being in the relationship with a narcissist to it being more of a family dynamic. So if narcissists have children, they will typically select a scapegoat as one of their children, right? They will typically select a golden child and then a scapegoat. And the golden child will be the one who serves as a projection screen for all the things they wish to see in themselves. And they will project this onto that person, onto that child. The golden child becomes an extension of the narcissist. They get praised lavishly, like all the time. They can do no wrong. They become shielded from consequences, shielded from punishment, and elevated above all the other family members. Sometimes this golden child, is even elevated above the other spouse. And triangulated, used, and manipulated against the spouse and the other family members. But also, in a projection space is the scapegoat. So the scapegoat ends up being like the shadow side of the narcissist. They represent the narcissist's underlying feelings of inadequacy. They represent the narcissist's feelings of self-loathing. Scapegoats serve as like a trash bin, like a receptacle for everything that the narcissist wishes to disown and throw away about themselves. That is what the scapegoat person ends up being the receptacle for. Everything the narcissists wish they could disown and throw away about themselves, that they're routinely burdened with any excessive responsibility, any blame, punishing, rage, this scapegoat person in the narcissist life receives. So neither the golden or the scapegoat child is ever seen, is ever really truly seen for who they are, or allowed to freely express their authentic self or individuality. It doesn't exist in the narcissist world. There's no space for this person to just be who they were created, intended, and designed to be. They are mere projections in a funhouse movie. Again, back to that analogy. It seems fun until you're trapped and stuck in there. And it's like this funhouse movie that the narcissist gets to script and direct and star in. And there's different ways that narcissists will project. They do it, again, like I said, both positively and negatively. So 5 reasons why the narcissist will positively project is to boost their self-esteem, is to control others through favoritism. And we just talked about that with the golden child and the scapegoat, to support their grandiose assertions, to take credit for others' strengths and accomplishments, and then to also show this idealized face to the world. Those are 5 reasons why the narcissist will positively project. And there are reasons why they would negatively project as well. And the first one is always to escape accountability, to avoid responsibility. The second reason they'll do this is to expel self-hatred and self-doubt, also to justify their manipulation and their exploitation. They're going to give you a reason, a justification, an excuse for it. They will do it to blame others for their own disappointments and failings, and also to hold others responsible for their own abusive behavior. So whether the narcissist mirrors you or projects onto you, they are attempting to manipulate you and control the environment. And depending on the circumstances, they may do so consciously or unconsciously. I mean, all of us have inner programming in our mind, in our unconscious, subconscious mind, that controls our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our behaviors. So one thing is for certain, that the mirroring and the projecting will never be about you. It's always about them trying to maintain power and control. And like I said, they will do this unconsciously or perhaps consciously. And you are doing things consciously and unconsciously as well. And so if you want to break free from this pattern, from these loops, from these cycles, from these thoughts, from the narcissist, the most powerful way to do that is to rewire and reprogram your inner mind. And that's done with the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind, the most powerful part of your mind. It's a scientifically speaking, it's 95% of your mind, while the conscious mind is only 5%. So if you're trying to do it at the conscious level, you may find it's really difficult, almost impossible. That's because you have your own inner programming that's causing you to stay and stay stuck in these loops, these patterns, these cycles, and stay with the narcissist. So that is what I take clients through on a journey through rapid transformational therapy, through hypnosis, to release, remove, and reprogram your inner unconscious mind so that you can break free from these habits and see the mirroring. I imagine now, hindsight 2020, right? You're looking back on it and you see this mirroring and this projecting, but now you're in a space that you want to do the inner work to heal, get out of this, and ensure that it never, ever happens again. Well, the best way to do that is to update your inner mind and your inner programming, the programming that led you to be in this type of experience and relationship in the first place. So I would love to talk to you more about that one-on-one, specifically if you're looking for someone to work with to do just that. I would absolutely be honored to connect with you. You can find a link in the video below the description to my website, to my calendar, and we can talk more about that, as well as see the phenomenal results that so many other people have gotten by going on this transformation and journey together. So thank you guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this video about narcissist mirroring and projecting. I hope wherever you're at in your journey to healing, it is beneficial and helpful and serves you in some way or someone that you know. So again, thank you for watching, and I look forward to connecting more.